Hello, Amazing Race fans. Welcome back for the second part of the Amazing Race Season 22 pre-finale review. So we got the first 6 teams in the first part, so now we're gonna review the final 5 teams. First, let's start with the team that was eliminated in last week's leg in Scotland, Joey and Megan. Now, Joey and Megan, honestly, as far as being YouTube hosts, that was what got me to be big fans of them at the start. Just because I remember from season 17, Michael and Kevin, they were such a good team to watch. And I figure Michael and Kevin are such a good team to watch. Why would Joey and Megan be any different? And you know what? They definitely did not prove me wrong there, because I thought they were a very entertaining team to watch. Maybe Joey goes a little crazy at times, but it still makes it entertaining to watch. I think the fact is you gotta admit that they never really had too much of a chance of really winning this thing, just because they definitely weren't as strong as some of the teams such as Bates and Anthony or Max and Katie, or even some of the stronger teams that got eliminated earlier. For example, if they had some of those teams had continued on, such as Pam and Winnie, or Jessica and John, hadn't made those big mistakes, they probably could have beaten Joey and Megan. I love Joey and Megan, but I gotta admit, I wouldn't have thought they were gonna win, and last week's elimination proved that right, unfortunately. Let's get to our next team. Let's get to our... So now we're up to our final 4 at the moment. Let's start with the team currently in last place. Roller Derby Moms, Mona and Beth. So Mona and Beth, honestly, I actually didn't think they were going to make it nearly this far in the first leg, just because they started out the race so shaky when they messed up at the first roadblock with signing the name for the skydiving, and they were in last place right off the bat. I find it very interesting that they managed to pull it together since then, and the fact is, they've done pretty well for a team of moms. And the fact that they finished second at least one time, that's pretty good. Now that we're down to the final 4, now it's time to get those second place finishes up to first place finishes. And if they're not able to do that, then I'd pretty much kiss their chances of winning goodbye. We'll see if it happens, but who knows? So the next team we'll get to is our current third place team. Definitely some beautiful ladies right there. Caroline and Jennifer. So Caroline and Jennifer started out the race very shaky. They were part of the group that chose to quit the roadblock in the first leg, and I think chances are that could have cost them, because of the fact that being country singers, at least I wouldn't be able to see a group of country singers doing well in an environment such as in the French Polynesian Islands. But you know what? They were able to make it through that, and I think they've definitely improved since then. That's definitely not questionable. They have definitely improved since then. They have managed to get into third place finishes, though they had other mistakes such as having a speeding ticket in Botswana, or maybe following Bates and Anthony around a little too much. They have done fairly well for themselves, so you know what? I have kind of hopes that they can win, but I have a feeling they will be eliminated in 4th place tonight. I would love to hear your opinions on that. That's just my opinion. Let's get to our next team. The team that's currently in second place going into the finale tonight, Bates and Anthony, the Hockey Brothers. Now, everybody saw this team as a threat straight from the beginning, but you know what? They're still here. So you got to hand it to them that the thing is, you see that the fact that in both U-turns, Bates and Anthony were a team that kind of got brought up a little bit, though not nearly as much in the first one. I think, if anything, you look at this, they're the team that you think, okay, they're fast, they're fit, they can win this thing. But honestly, I see them almost being that team that does so well, but they have a minor screw up in the final leg and they don't win it. It's kind of like Flight Time and Big Easy back in Unfinished Business when they had a little screw up at the end against Keisha and Jen. It'll make it interesting because I really think Bates and Anthony can definitely win this thing. So let's get to last but not least, the favorite newlyweds of the season, though I think judging on Facebook comments that I've seen, maybe not so much. Let's get to Max and Katie. Now, Max and Katie, honestly, it's been up and down big time for them, probably more than anybody throughout the race. Because they started off in that back group when they quit the roadblock against Caroline and Jennifer and Matt and Daniel, but you could tell that was just major strategy, and obviously it worked out because they're still here, and a lot of these teams have been eliminated by now. The fact that they started off in 9th, 8th, and 8th, they got to 3rd and 2nd in leg 5. Then next thing you know, they're last. It's a non-elimination. They have to fight their way back. They did, and you know what? The fact that they managed to get back to that, and not only that, but managed to get 2 first-place finishes in a row, that's pretty impressive. So, if I had to put part of my money on a team that I think could win this race, I might have to give it to Max and Katie because they really seem to have the perseverance needed to do it. Now I'm going to discuss just sort of what I think could happen tonight in the finale. So now we're going to the second to last leg here. So from what I heard for the second last leg, they're going to be heading to Northern Ireland for the first leg. So it makes it interesting because you got to try and figure out who's going to be a threat going into this final leg. Who do you really want to help, and who do you not want to help? I think even though Bates and Anthony and Caroline and Jennifer have been working together the whole race, I think the chances of 2 of them being in the final 3 is very slim, because I think Caroline and Jennifer have a chance of faltering at some point, and that will be their ultimate demise. And I feel like in the first leg tonight that they will be the ones that get eliminated. Then we're going into the final 3 in the case that what I think is right, and at the final 3 is Max and Katie, Bates and Anthony, and Mona and Beth. I have a feeling that the sports players will probably start out in front in that final leg, but they'll have a little bit of a screw up, which will result in them, I think, finishing in second place. I really don't see them finishing in the 3rd place position for some reason. Yeah. I definitely feel like it's going to be either Max and Katie or Mona and Beth taking this. I think Max and Katie, because they really seem to have some sort of a strong perseverance going for them. And Mona and Beth, because I almost feel like if it's Mona and Beth, I feel like I could probably see that being like a Josh and Brent situation from last season, where the underdog team really slams it at the end and just takes it. I would love to hear what all of you think in the comments section below this video, and even part 1. Please state your opinion there also. Have a good time watching the finale tonight. Have a good one.